Good evening, guys, and welcome back to the Fergie Way with me, Teach FM. We're in episode 5 now of season 4. If you remember in yesterday's episode, we absolutely handed Arsenal's arses to them. I mean, if you've not watched it, go back and watch it. It's well worth it. Before we go any further, though, I do just want to say thank you guys very much. The channel growth has been amazing. Comments have been great. At the time of recording, I'm on 910 subs, which is insane. Getting close to that 1,000 though, and it's all because you guys are sharing, liking, showing your friends and all that good stuff. So thank you very, very much. So as we said in the last episode there, we absolutely destroyed Arsenal. Today's episode though, we've got City. Now, that's no big thing normally. It's Manchester City. We played them so many times. They are currently at the top of the league, having not been beaten by anyone. We're lagging behind a bit. We've had a little bit of a shaky start. So these 3 points are going to be massive for us today. So let's roll the intro for Derby Day. So before we get started, guys, I do have just one question. It's if you can pop it in the comments, any thoughts, feelings or whatnot. But what we're doing with the Fergie Way. So I've always had it in mind that we'll win the Champions League and we'll call it a draw at that. We'll end it because we've basically hit the pinnacle, the top of what we wanted to do. But I know that some guys in the comments have been wanting me to carry on, etc. Now, I have a couple of ideas in mind going forward. First one is maybe a one-season wonder, and it will be dependent on what the situation is. One season wonder for a team that I know don't always do quite well. It's a team that I know that I could get better out of. And my second one is definitely more of a longer living one. It's a sleeping giant. Not going to give anything away, but a sleeping giant of a team who really could just return to being what they was in their history. So yeah, so what are your thoughts and feelings on it, guys? You know, let me know in the comments. I'll go with the flow if we end. I mean, I'm hoping we can win the Champions League this year. Obviously, we've gone out, spent big, bought world-class players, and that is the aim. And then do we draw a line under it, move on? Put your thoughts in the comments. Awesome. Thank you very much. So on to today's episode, though, and in big news, Paul Pogba did sign his new contract. Yeah, we give Real Madrid the big fingers and said, get lost. You've chased Sanchez, new deal. You've chased Pogba, new deal. What did they fucking do? Move straight on to Martial. They're just going through our squad one by one. So I've offered Martial a new deal to stave off interest from Real Madrid. Didn't want them turning his head on. Nothing. I just thought we'll just nip it in the bud straight away. So he's been offered a new deal. He's been offered the deal at the same money he was already on before. We'll just have to wait and see whether he's going to accept it. But to be honest, I've got no worries there. There is no other news though, so we'll go straight onto the schedule. And as you can see, we did beat Arsenal 6-1. And then we sort of fell down to earth a little bit, it has to be said. We went away to play Bournemouth, drew 2-2. Dybala grabbed a couple of goals. The team didn't really perform all that well, it's got to be said. But 2 goals from Dybala. At least it wasn't a loss, so morale wasn't damaged too much. We then went to Copenhagen in the Champions League, won 3-0, a host of yellow cards as you can see there. But as you can see, we also played the likes of Rashawn Williams, Twinzabi, Donnarumma. We get these guys games where we can. I played them against Bournemouth as well. Maybe bit me in the arse a little bit. Which leads us perfectly on to today's game. Now, as I say, Manchester City currently sat on top of the Premier League, so we'll just take a look. And right now, they've had a clean sweep. Played 9, won 9, goal difference of 18. So we can see Aguero there's top of the goal scoring charts. Martial's met him, but as we know, Martial got 4 against Arsenal, so it's no surprises there. So City today, it's an important game for us. It's probably the biggest game we've had against City since the young lads played them in the semi-finals of the EFL Cup. And not only that, it's my 200th game in management. So it's written in the wins here that we can not only take the win, which we need the points, they are 7 clear of us at the moment, but to knock them down a peg or 2, and equally to celebrate our 200th game in management. So I don't know who I'm going to pick today, because Rashford's been off the boil lately, but of course he's a local lad, and I don't know. So what we'll do, straight over to game day, we'll see what the team selection's been. So here we are then, guys, on team selection screen, and as you can see, we are of course at home at Old Trafford. Just let you know as well, the bookies and the press have made us favourites, which is always nice to see. Got the press guy at the beginning, give me the big 200th game in management and all that sort of stuff to sort of G me up a bit before we got into the game. So selection, I've let my heart rule my head a bit, and I've started Rashford alongside Dybala up top. Rashford being a local, I mean, a few seasons ago, of course, he scored 6 past Liverpool, so I'm hoping, it's a placebo thing, it's in my mind, but I'm hoping that being a local guy, it's going to mean a bit more to him. He's going to try a little bit harder. So we'll start from the top, then we have Juan Mata starting over James, in a trequartista role, mainly because Matt has played this fixture a handful of times now. He knows what the game's all about, and the same can be said for a couple of other players who have included. So we've got Neves, Pogba and Sanchez in the middle. Pretty much our midfield three who always feature. We then have Alaba at left back. I have brought Smalling in because, as you know, Romagnoli's been making a few mistakes. Smalling, older head in the dressing room, knows what this game's all about himself. Eric Bailly partnering him, and I've also brought in Darmian in place of Sidibe. Sidibe started the season very well, but Darmian's just played the last 2 games, and to be honest, he absolutely ripped it, so he's joined the team, starting in the derby. Happy days for him. And of course, David De Gea in the sticks. Now, the City team, they've lined up 4-1-4-1, which is a formation that we know gives us a little bit of trouble, so we're going to monitor it at the beginning and see whether we have to drop our wing-backs down to defensive, but only time's going to tell. So they've got Szczesny, Gaia, Otamendi, Lindelof and Danilo. Then they have Fernandinho sat in front of them. Then they have Griezmann, Koke, Gundogan and Julian Brandt. And of course Aguero up top. So we're going to go to the opposition instructions, see what Scary Boy Roy has to say, and hard tackling everywhere, which we love to see, Roy. Aguero, tight marking always, which is handy. We'll leave it at that. We'll go to the team talk, and as you guys know by now, of course, it is passionately for the fans because, well, there we go. Passionately for the fans. We get a load of green, which is great because, as you know, for the fans, it's been shafting me quite a bit just lately. Go to the strikers, and we're just going to tell everybody that, you know, we have faith. We've got loads of faith. We're in Manchester Derby Day, and we want you guys to be as green as possible. A few people missing out, Pogba, Mata and David Alaba. But other than that, we're going to get stuck straight into the game. So yeah, guys, 910 subs. Thank you very much. It's been awesome. Keep commenting, liking, sharing, doing all that stuff because it's helping the channel out massively. The growth we've been getting in general from the beginning is huge, but just lately it's just gone boom. It's getting bigger and bigger, and I can only thank you guys for that. It means a hell of a lot to me. It really, really does. So Dybala's just sent Rashford off running. Rashford is the last man on the pitch here. He does take a shot, weak one, straight at Szczesny. We're only 3 minutes in. Notice the first attack of the game comes to us, and at the moment, City not looking much for it as Dybala hits a free kick over the bar. So yeah, thanks guys. Honestly, I mean, I keep saying thanks, but it's been a whirlwind. It's been mental, and it's you guys that have made this happen. So thank you very much. So it's Dybala now out to Rashford. Rashford loses out to Danilo though. It's Otamendi. Guy is trying to burst up the wind. He's doubling up with Griezmann, and here's where the problem comes in. Fortunately, Darmian managed to win the ball back, but Guy was left all on his own there. But ball to Rashford. Rashford, get in there. Heart rule in the head pays off. Great ball from Dybala, it's got to be said. Lobbed it straight over the top, and Rashford, local lad, and it looks like he stepped up to the plate. Dybala with a ball over the top. Rashford was in acres of space. I think I'd have been a bit disappointed had he not scored, but the angle was tight. But needless to say, Football Manager 17 just belted it at the near post because it'll always go in. Even if it has to go through the keeper's chest, it'll go in. So it's Dybala now to Rashford. Rashford's just running at the defenders here. He takes a shot as well. Szczesny has to push it wide. Otamendi gets it clear. And we have started on fire. When you bear in mind the form City are in at the minute, probably playing the best they've played since the Fergie way started, way back when. Dybala's just had the ball took off by Otamendi. Wins it back, gives it Mata. Rashford makes some space, takes another shot. Another great save by Szczesny. Worrying thing, we've had 2 clear-cut chances. You know how I feel about them. I'd rather us have 2 clear-cut chances and 2 goals. But 1-0, early stages of the game, happy days. It's Aguero now. Sanchez takes it off him. It's Smalling. Alaba bursts forward. There's a big pocket of space for him to move into. It's Pogba now to Mata. Smalling gets it clear to Rashford. Dybala makes moves. Dybala is on his own up there. He's got support arriving on his left. He gives it to Rashford. Rashford into space. Get in. Come on. 2-0. And the local lad who I said he'd not been playing well, didn't know whether to start him. I just threw caution to the wind, put him on the pitch. Dybala's assisted him twice now by Rashford, and he has made me a very happy manager right now. 200th game in charge. Bring the local lad who was part of the Fergie way, the whole reason it started, and get in there. It's a Griezmann now on the edge. Griezmann, well, Otamendi was offside, but Griezmann, if you remember last season, he scored a cracker from outside the area. I think it was in the EFL semi-final game, which effectively put the lads out. So he's very dangerous when he gets in those positions. However, 2-0 to the good. We're on fire now. It's Pogba. Pogba takes a shot from distance, quite poor. Looks like we're heading to half-time. If we can just keep them out now, we don't want them coming and nicking a goal or anything. Neves plays it to Sanchez, to Pogba. Still Pogba. Mata. To Sanchez. Ruben Neves now. Neves loses out to Fernandinho, gives the ball to Aguero, but Smalling has him in his pockets. Why I played Smalling as well, the experienced head. As you know, I wanted to start with a more central defence that involved Romagnoli this year and try and sort of push Smalling out a bit. But it has to be said that Romagnoli's made a couple of mistakes. He's dwelling on the ball a lot, finding himself in really odd wide positions. So for this game, Smalling's come in, and at the moment, he's playing a 7.4. The choice was great. So we're at half-time. Just going to tell the guys passionately, media have been right to back you. Send them straight out there. Don't really need to say anything else. Not going to highlight any players yet because at the moment it's all just nice and groovy. Szczesny now clears it. He's looking for Aguero at the top of the pitch, but Smalling beats him in the air. Gundogan does set Aguero free though, and it was a very, very lacklustre shot. Looked like he basically miskicked it, didn't miskiss anything. What would he be doing miskissing a ball? But he miskicked it, went straight towards De Gea, no danger whatsoever. It's Sanchez now, breaking into the City box to Dybala, to Pogba. Dybala's assisted 3 goals this game, and this is what we wanted. It's what we wanted from Dybala. I mean, obviously, Pogba scored a goal. Well done, Pogba. Awesome, son. But when we were talking about the replacement as Zlatan and who could we get, and Dybala here is basically playing the complete forward role in such a good way in this game in particular that I'm already in love with him. Sorry, Curtis. He's mine. So we're in the 63rd minute. Of course, everything is going grand. We are going to bring on James Rodriguez, let him taste the derby, see what it's all about. I'm going to bring on Twin Zarbi as well for Eric Bailly, just to get Twin Zarbi into the mould as well. And we've also got Memphis Depay, but I don't really want to change anything up front. Tell you what, we'll leave it. Not going to make any crazy more changes. We'll hang on to that one sub because it'll be just my luck. Something desperate would happen. But let's see if James can do a little bit of something in this game now. So he's standing over a free kick, wouldn't you believe it? He played it to Twin Zarbi, but it's nodded out. It's back with Rodriguez and Pogba. Dybala to Sanchez. Sanchez with a shot from distance. It does get blazed over the bar. And City have not turned up today. They've not turned up today. We will take this corner now through Rodriguez as he whips it in. Rashford's on his own on the edge, nods it down. Oh, Sanchez couldn't do anything with it. It took a little bit too long on the ball. Rashford to Dybala. Thought Dybala was going to get his goal then. Rashford trying to repay the favour. Wasn't the case. Quarter of an hour left. Is he going to be able to get one? It's Neves now. To Pogba. Rashford. Neves. Pogba from distance. Hits it past the post. Pogba's long shot's been a little bit off at the beginning of this season. Bearing in mind coming back from a 4-month injury. Sort of expect it a little bit. Rodriguez on the corner. Damian to Neves. Back with Rodriguez out on the right to Twin Zarbi. Pogba with a shot from distance. That time it was parried away. And we will be getting a throw-in by the looks of it. Deep into the Manchester City third. But we miss it because the highlight goes away. Goes away. Dybala wins the ball now. Neves to Pogba. Dybala's got himself back in position. Rashford plays it through to Rodriguez. Rodriguez blazes it over the bar. Complete waste of an opportunity. Not sure Dybala would have done the same. Well, it probably would. Maybe. I don't know. Rodriguez down to Rashford. Dybala's trying to make a move forward. He gives it to Rodriguez. Played it backwards there. What are you doing? Alaba onto the edge to Sanchez. Does get... Well, it was a shot. I thought it got cleared out. I thought we were getting a corner out of it. It wasn't the case. We are in the final highlight. And a convincing victory, but also a victory that we needed. 7 points behind the leaders City. That's almost unheard of on the Fergie way. City might be giving us a bit of a challenge this season. Tottenham has sat level on points with us, so we've got them surrounding us as well. So 3 points, 200th game in charge. Get in there, especially when the local lad is the one who kicked it all off. And of course, the new sort of glorious signing, all the money that was spent. Dybala doesn't score, which is a new one on him, but 3 assists. Happy days. So there we go then, guys. Episode 7 all done and dusted. A great Manchester derby, a resounding victory at a time when City are at their peak. They're playing as well as they are. Got to be worth a like, I reckon, for that. Looking down at the schedule right now, and I'm thinking there's no point coming back for the FL Cup 4th round against West Ham. Or, to be honest, there's not really any point coming back for Stoke. Copenhagen we've already just beaten 3-0, and then we're going to be playing them at home, so that's going to be a drubbing. However, Southampton. I reckon Southampton will be one to come back for. So what we'll do is I'll go play them 4 games off cam. I'll see you tomorrow evening when we come back for the Southampton game. Don't forget to leave any comments down in the comments section there about the Fergie way. Do you want to carry it on? Move on to something else? Do you fancy me a little one-off season save, which will probably be about 10, 15 episodes, and then move on to the Sleeping Giant, or straight into the Sleeping Giant? Let me know what you guys think. This is our channel. We're all together here. You know, we're in it together. The channel wouldn't be what it is right now without the input I've already had from you guys. So keep it coming, because it is you guys that spur me on to create this content. Let's be honest. So if you've enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to drop a like on the video. You'll be helping the channel out tremendously. Share it between your friends. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button. If you want to catch up on the Fergie way, links are in the description for the season 1, 2 and 3 review. Other than that, guys, I hope to see you in tomorrow night's episode. I've been Teach FM, and I'll catch you later. See you in a bit.